Hey guys, all right, so today we're going to do a little reaction to Ken Dad Bod Berry. And we're going to see what he thinks about sugar and its effects on your health. I have a feeling he's not going to like it too much. If you guys don't know, Ken Berry's pro carnivore and anti anything that might remotely resemble a carbohydrate. So let's see how this goes. He's going to tell us that we're eating too much sugar before he knows how much sugar we're eating. So that's the first thing right there.
One on this list is probably no surprise, and that's weight gain or fat accumulation. Number two.
All right, so let's talk about the difference between fats and carbohydrates. In fruit, for example, per pound of fruit, you're going to get about 200 to 300 calories on average for a whole pound of fruit. If you have a whole pound of fat, we're looking at anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 calories per pound of fat. So right off the bat, you're looking at way less calories. If we're talking about straight sugar, it's about 1,500 calories per pound. So that even straight sugar is half the amount of calories as fat's going to be, and it's going to give you some energy too. Let's see what the next one is. You can see it right here. So
Two is older looking skin. When you eat too much sugar, you glycate all of the cells and tissues in your body, including your skin. Number three.
So I don't know, where he's pulling these facts from. He might just think that it glycates because sugar, when you melt it, it has this kind of glycating effect. I don't know. I'm going to pull this up here. Just where are we? Let's see. All right, here we go. List of different advanced glycation end products. This is exactly what he's talking about. What glycates to your cells when you eat them. So the glycation, let's look at some fat sources here. So we have almonds, 5,000. Let's go right to the heavy hitter here. Butter, any kind of butter, 26,000. This is per 100 grams here. So everything's going to be 100 grams. We're going to look in this column. So butter is 26,000. That's pretty high. It's probably almost as high as you can get. Cream cheese, 10,000. Scrolling down, olives are 1,600, so a lot lower. That's natural, and it's a fruit, funny enough. Pistachios quite low for fat, which is cool. So liquid fats, again, olive oil, 10,000, 11,000 for peanut oil. Okay, let's go to some meats. Being a carnivore guy, he's all about his fatty meats. So bologna is actually quite low, considering. We have beef brisket, not too bad actually, but let's look at most of them. They're around, 11,000, 7,000 for sausages, frankfurters. We have beef raw, 700. So who's eating raw beef? Not that many people, but hardcore carnivore people will be eating some raw meat, so that's fine if you're into that. Beef steak, 10,000. All right. Chicken thighs, we have 5,000 all the way to 11,000. So this is going to vary, I'm sure, from person to person, how you digest things, your health, all these kind of things. But now let's go to the carbohydrates, the things he says glycate you the most. All right, so we have, again, 100 grams servings, carbohydrates. So we have the worst of the worst, according to everybody, is bread. All right, so 133. We're looking at bagel, 107. It gets a bit higher here when we're talking about McDonald's bagels, because who the heck knows what's in a McDonald's bagel. We have bread, whole wheat, 53, compared to, what was butter, 25,000, somewhere around there. So almost, hundreds, thousands fold what that is. So bread, pita, again, 53. Let's move down from bread. Puffed wheat, 17. Oh my God, it's like not even on the scale. Rice Krispies, a cereal, 2,000, so a bit more. Very processed though, compared to a lot of these. But talking about non-processed meats and non-processed carbohydrates is no-brainer. Carbohydrates are super low. I'm gonna see if I can find sugar. Pancakes, 2,000. Still, it's high for a carbohydrate, but not even close to what the meats and cheeses and stuff were. Starchy vegetables, potatoes. Oh, these are French fries, McDonald's. So again, when you're talking about real potatoes, 200 is nothing. When you add the French fries and the oil and all this kind of stuff, it does change things. It's not really just carbohydrate anymore. Anyways, we can keep going here, but you get the idea. For the most part, they're super low. Sugar, white sugar, 0. Wow. Straight sugar has 0 glycation. Isn't that interesting? The most demonized carbohydrate of them all has the least glycation of them all. All right, let's move on from that. So,
3 on the list is depression, anxiety, moodiness, irritability. Your mental health can absolutely suffer if you're eating or drinking too much sugar. Number 4.
Oh my God, I'm suffering from so much depression that I can't contain my laughter right now. Honestly, it's
increasing.
It's the complete opposite. People who eat enough carbohydrates have much better moods. That's why people will reach for things like candies when they're feeling depressed and feeling anxious. They'll go for that, and they automatically calm down. Sugar in any form brings down cortisol. So whether it's bread or whether it's candy or whether it's fruit, which I would recommend as your go-to sugar source, either way, it's going to bring down your cortisol. It's going to help all of these mental health issues. People on low carb experience tons of depression and anxiety because they're drinking too much coffee. They have no energy. So this is completely opposite. Let's keep going.
Blood pressure, number 5 on.
Okay, he kind of skimmed past that one. He had no good reason to say that it increases blood pressure. But if you're eating lots of fruits and vegetables and regular carbohydrates like potatoes and things like that, it's coming with a load of potassium, and that's going to lower your blood pressure automatically. Even if you add salt to your food, and salt, there's no issue with salt, but when you're adding salt and you're not getting any potassium, that balance is going to be off and your blood pressure is going to go through the roof. So the highest potassium-containing foods are fruits and vegetables. So that's debunked pretty easily.
This list is cavities and dental infection. Now, we all know from the dentist that eating too much sugar or candy or cakes or cupcakes or whatever is going to cause cavities. But what you didn't know maybe is that eating bread, really eating anything made of grain, that breaks down immediately into sugar and can have the same effect on your teeth and your dental health. This video...
All right, so that's probably the only thing I slightly agree with is that if you're eating candies and donuts and all these things, they could have citric acid in them, and that's a separate thing. It's contained in real fruits too. So if you're eating oranges and lemons and things like that, if that gets on your teeth and you don't, drink some water and rinse your mouth out after, it can have some deleterious effects on your teeth, no doubt. So the only thing is eat the foods, swish out with water, and you're good to go. Just have some dental hygiene, just like you would expect from any diet. So that's...
Video's going to tell you that you're eating...
All right, we're back to the beginning. So basically, Ken Berry, respectfully, I think you're full of it all. So let's just say, for the most part, any of the things he says in this video specifically are complete asinine statements. Use your common sense. Look things up. What I'm saying here, it's not hard to find the answers to, like the glycation stuff I just found on Google. There's lots of lists of stuff like that. So when you hear these people advocating for the low carb stuff, take it with a grain of salt. Great, hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think of the video, and I'll see you soon.
Too much